Now, granted, I don't care for Beyonce since she did that song Church Girl and sampled the Clark sisters song. And then she said she tore pages out the Bible and used it as a tampon. I don't like that, but I don't listen to secular music anyway. I only listen to psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. But today I'm going to defend her. And I did another video in which I said I agreed with her husband when he said that she's never been recognized in certain areas with the Grammys and other awards. But we know that that is racism, sexism, and bias because we know as African American people the history of this country. Now, I am very surprised at John Schneider. You know him from the Dukes of Hazzard. We all used to watch that as children and teenagers, and they rode around in that car with that old disgusting racist flag on the top. But we watched it, and we got a kick out of Boss Hog and uh, Roscoe Biko Train. It was hilarious. But I am extremely offended because there was a TikTok recently done by John Snyder, and he's talking with someone saying that he's offended because Beyonce created or did a country music song, and he compared her doing a country music song to like a dog peeing on a tree. Well, let me school you, John Snyder. And this is why we have Black History Month. It is February, is Black History Month, because so much of our history has been left out. You don't know the truth. And really and truly, African Americans are the creators and major influencers of every genre of music in America: blues, rap, hip hop, R&B, and yes, your beloved country music, gospel, jazz. Our hands are in everything. Just as we influence with our inventions in science and math and technology and transportation with hospitals. Let me go back. Now, the melodies of many early country hits were lifted from hymns performed by Black ministers in the South. Black artists such as guitarist Leslie Riddle and Rufus T-Top Payne influenced the music of the Carter family and Hank Williams respectfully. And not only that, history will also tell you that Elvis Presley used to go to the Black church and he copied many of African American artists with his song and stole their songs. Okay, let me move on. Also, African American musicians that I mentioned before, it also include a man named Arnold Schultz, were influential behind the scenes instructing white country artists on instrument playing technique with Riddle, also provided songs that were recorded by white artists. The influence of African Americans on mainstream American music began in the 19th century with the advent of blackface minstrels. The banjo, of African origin, became a popular instrument, and its African derived rhythms were incorporated into popular songs by Stephen Foster and other songwriters. There are also some Black pioneers of country music. Rufus T-Top Payne was from 1883 to 1939. Arnold Schultz, 1886 to 1931. Leslie Riddle, 1905 to 1979. Charley Pride, he was born in 1934. And then you have Linda Martell, Henry Glover, Deford Bailey. In reality, just like most popular music genres, country music in the US began with Black people. More specifically, the story of country begins with the banjo. The modern banjo is a descendant of a West African instrument made from gourds. The first string bands in this country were enslaved people. Black people always made country music. And that comes from PBS, The History of Black Artists in Country Music. And Charley Pride was country music's first African American superstar. So, John Schneider, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then just to think, Tyler Perry hired you as one of the main actors in that show, The Have and the Have-Nots. He need to get his money back. Black people have influenced classical music, country and Western music, pop music, disco, techno, house, gospel, like I said, rap and jazz all comes from us. And also, there was a group called Chapel Heart. And country music came from the southern United States in the 1920s, and it evolved as a fusion of Appalachian music, which would be the Europeans, and blues, which is African American. See what I'm talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. So even back in the 1800s, there were African American country music artists. Who's a black female country singer? You have Candace Gayton, and she was born in 1983 in Texas. And then they named some 5 black artists rewriting country music. Mickey Gayton, Kane Brown, Jimmy Allen, Brittany Spencer, and Willie Jones. And there was also a man, I can't remember his name, but he took a popular song by a country artist and it became very popular. It escapes me right now. There are also husband and wife duos in country music. So, what is wrong with you? And there's a Kane Brown. He's multiracial. His father is African American and his mother is white. So what are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. Because black people have been singing country music, and even Tina Turner said in her movie and in her book that she liked country music and sung country music songs. So you don't know what you're talking about, John Schneider. As usual, I'm surprised that you're being a racist and you're ignorant. You're just like your father, Tangerine Mussolini. Y'all all from the same peas in the pod. That's what you are, peas in the pod. Now let's look at the clip where he said all these ignorant statements. Know your history.
Control over every aspect, don't they?
They've got to make their mark, just like a dog in a dog walk park. You know, every dog has to mark every tree, yeah. Right? So that's what's going on here. Shania and the other folks you talked about, what they did is they were in country music and they went out. You know, and that's one thing. But people coming into country music have because I know a little something about country music, and they see.
Let's be honest, isn't country music just white people trying to sing the blues? If you don't know who that is, that's John Schneider. He used to be on the TV show Dukes of Hazzard. That was a show about the 2 brothers who were moonshiners and wanted to have sex with their cousin and drove around in an orange hate crime. Right after he did the show, because of his limited skill set, he made a country music album because it was either do that or starve. Although I do recall him playing an adult film director in the TV show Nip Tuck like 15 years ago. And apparently he's pissed off because Beyonce made a country music album. Because I guess he thinks country music is only for white conservatives. And also blissfully unaware of the roots of country music. Doesn't seem to bother him that country music stars can leave country music and do other kinds of music. It's not okay for non-country musicians to come in and make country music. If a pasty albino like Tom McDonald can call himself a rapper, Beyonce can sure as shit call herself a country music. I can't think of a worse move than to piss off both Beyonce and Taylor Swift fans. It's like you're begging to have holy hellfire rain down upon you. There's a reason they call it Beyonce's internet and not John Schneider's internet. Well, anyway, this has been Doc for Diesel Punk Industries saying I'm going to listen to both Lemonade and 1989 back to back now. Thanks for watching.
And I also want to say, how many Europeans have copied us? You had that man, his last name is McDonald. He sounds just like a black man. And then you had Eminem, who is a white performer, and some other ones who do rap. And then you have people like Justin Bieber, who was influenced by Usher and worked with, I think he even worked with Sean P. Diddy. How many Europeans have copied African Americans? They copy our style of preaching, like Cheryl Brady in Texas. They sound just like black preachers. They copy our preaching. They copy our shouting. They copy our rap. They copy everything. They copy our dance moves. How many people have copied Michael Jackson and Prince and Janet Jackson? How many people have been influenced by them and influenced by Elvis? Copied all those old artists of old, Little Richard and all these other people. He copied everybody and stole our songs. So what are you talking about? And there's so many other artists that I can't even begin to name who have been influenced and copy African American music, our clothes, our style, our dress. They copy everything in our culture. They just hate us. They hate us. Everybody copies us. There's even a Korean soul group that sings African American gospel songs, and they sound pretty good. I'm gonna give it to them. They're Japanese and Korean and other Asians singing songs. They work with Vincent Bohannon, and they work with some other B.B. Winers. They work with some other African American artists singing our gospel songs. So they just copy everything we do, but we can't get credit. We can't get respect. Leave Beyonce alone, because you just don't know what you're talking about. And it took a European, you just saw him on TikTok. He said it's just country music is just a bunch of white people trying to sing the blues. And that's exactly what it is. I rest my case. I'm going to defend you today, Beyonce. Sing what you want to sing, but stop talking about the Bible. That's disrespectful.